Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Master Duel Tenpai Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do something for you guys because this deck is actually suggested to me by one of my patrons, Meli. And this deck is currently the most powerful deck to play in Master Duel. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description every single video, getting his signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. And definitely give Meli some love down in the comments down below for suggesting such an awesome deck. So let's get straight on into this one, guys. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Tenpai Dragon Pydra. Pydra is definitely a 3-of in the deck, one of the most powerful starters in the entire deck besides your field spell. With this card having the ability, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add to your hand or set a Sangan spell or trap directly from your deck, which is an awesome effect to instantly get to your copy of Kaimin, which is such a powerful combo in this deck. This card also has the ability you take no battle damage from battles involving your fire dragon monsters, and once per turn during the battle phase, you can quick effect a meaningless effect resolves synchro summon using this card you control, which is an awesome effect to instantly quick synchro into a big boss monster so you can go in for game. We then play 3 copies of Chandra. Chandra is definitely a 3-of as well in the deck, and this card is an awesome ability that once per turn during the battle phase, quick effect, you can immediately synchro summon using this card you control. Also, if you control a fire dragon monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and at the start of the damage step, if this monster battles, you can special summon a level 4 lower fire dragon monster from your deck to your side of the field, which is an awesome effect to instantly get out your copy of Fadra, which we also play as a 2-of in this build. Fadra is great in the deck, but you really only need 2 copies of Fadra in this build because it's so easy to get to with your copy of Chandra. And this card is the ability, if it's normal or special summon, you can actually bring back one of your copies of your other monsters, which is such a cool ability because if this card is normal or special summon, or at the start of the damage step, if this card battles, you can actually target a level 4 or lower fire dragon monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is an amazing effect to instantly bring out one of your monsters to your side of the field. Plus, this card can also quick synchro summon during your battle phase, which is such a cool effect. We then play 2 copies of Genroku. Genroku is really good as a 2-of in the build because if this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can immediately special summon this card as a tuner monster, then increase its level by 1, making this card a level 4 fire dragon tuner. Also, quick effect, you can tribute this card to special summon a Tenpai dragon monster from your deck, except another copy of this card, which is an amazing effect to instantly turn this into the exact Tenpai that you need. We then play a single copy of Magnemite. Magnemite is definitely a 1-of in the build because this card has a crazy powerful effect to banish a light or dark monster from either player's graveyard, and it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster to special summon out this card. And if this card is special summon, you get to activate the effect that during the end phase this turn, you get to add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except another copy of this card, which is an awesome effect, especially if you go second in this deck, to basically just summon out your copy of Magnemite and use it as a rota to grab your copy of your missing Tenpai monster, like a copy of your Pydra, so you can go full combo on your opponent's turn. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's really good as a 3-of in the deck to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. We then play 3 copies of Maxi. Maxi is amazing as a 3-of in the deck, especially since it's a Master Duel deck profile. This card is absolutely crazy. It lets you draw a card every single time your opponent special summons a monster, which is crazy powerful, and it's just a really awesome hand trap. We then play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is definitely a 3-of in the deck to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects. We then play 2 copies of Psyframe Gear Gamma and a single copy of Driver. These cards are really good in the deck to basically just stop your opponent's hand traps and be able to use these cards as hand traps to stop your opponent in their tracks, and they're amazing in the deck. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity is amazing as a one-of in the deck to basically just use this card to dig into the deck for the exact cards that you need, especially in this deck that can actually OTK through a Pot of Prosperity. We then play a single copy of Harpy's Feather Duster. Harpy's Feather Duster is amazing in this deck just to deal with your opponent's back row. We then play a single copy of Heavy Storm because this card is currently at 1 in Master Duel, and it's amazing that we actually have Heavy Storm to deal with back row for this deck. We then play a single copy of Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is amazing to either deal with your opponent's monsters or deal with your opponent's back row, so we can go in for game. We then play 2 copies of Raigeki. Raigeki is really good in this deck as a 2-0 to basically just deal with your opponent's monsters so we can go in for game. I feel like playing 5 board breakers in the form of monsters and then spells and traps is the best way to actually do this in a combination of 5, where you have 3 for monsters and 3 for spells and traps, where you do have the copy of Lightning Storm that can either be for monsters or spells and traps, is the best way to actually play this deck to have the most versatile lineup of board breakers. We then play 2 copies of Sangan Summoning. Sangan Summoning is one of the most broken cards in the entire deck, because this card is a crazy powerful effect that during your main phase 1, fire dragon monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, and during your main phase you can add a Tenpai dragon monster from your deck to your hand, then discard a card, which is an amazing ability to instantly grab the exact Tenpai that you need. Also, if this card is destroyed during the battle phase, you can actually target a Dragon Synchro monster you control and double its attack, which is always going to work with your copy of Trident Dragon to basically just go in for game with that card, because it's going to boost its attack to 6,000 and you're going to attack multiple times and go in for game, which is actually how we OTK through a Pot of Prosperity. We then play 3 copies of Sangan Kaiman. Sangan Kaiman is basically E-Telly for the deck. This card has the ability to apply one of these effects, or if you activate this card during the battle phase, you can apply any of them in sequence to add a level 4 or lower fire dragon monster from your deck to your hand, or special summon a fire dragon monster from your hand, which basically just instantly grabs one from your deck to your hand and then lets you summon it out to your side of the field, which is such a powerful effect. We then play 3 copies of Forbidden Droplets. Droplets is definitely a 3-of in the deck to basically just turn your opponent's field off and half the attack points of your opponent's monsters, helping you go in for game. This card is amazing in the deck. It makes it so easy to OTK your opponent. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing 3, and that's going to be 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is definitely a 3-of in the deck to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. This card is really good as a hand trap and just such a powerful card to be able to play in this deck to lock down your opponent. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with a single copy of Transcendent Dragon. This card is really good as a 1-of in the deck to help you OTK your opponent, as all monsters that your opponent control must attack if able, and your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. And if this card is Synchro Summoned, you can change all monsters on the field to attack position, and if 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, then destroy 1 card on the field, which is such a powerful effect to be able to use this card, so you can attack and just go in for game. We then play 2 copies of Bident Dragon. This card is really good as a 2-of in the deck. So this card is Synchro Summon. You can actually target a fire dragon monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is a great effect to be able to bring back one of your Tenpai dragons, so you can attack with this card and then quick synchro with the Tenpai dragon that you bring back, so you can go into your copy of Transcendent. This card also has a really cool ability that basically, when it's summoned out to your side of the field, if 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, then destroy a spell or trap on the field, but you can only use the effect of this card once per duel, which is a crazy powerful effect. We then play a single copy of Trident Dragon. Trident Dragon is really good in the deck because it can attack multiple times and gets absolutely massive. It helps you pop your copy of Sangan Summoning, so you can basically double this card's attack, and you can attack 3 times for 6,000 an attack, which is absolutely broken to go in for game. We then play a single copy of Baron de Fleur, which we can still play in Master Duel because this card is a walking negate and it can pop cards on the field. We then play a single copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon is in the deck because you do play Psyframe Gear Gamma, so you can basically go in for this card and then step into your copy of Baron, which is amazing to be able to do, and it's such a powerful combo in the deck to basically just negate your opponent with your copy of Gamma, and then once you do that, step into a copy of your Excel Synchro, bring back your copy of Gamma, and then step into Baron de Fleur. We then play a single copy of Samurai Destroyer. Samurai Destroyer is really good in the deck because if this card battles an opponent's monster, your opponent cannot activate cards effects until the end of the damage step. Also, that opponent's monster has its effects negated during the battle phase only, which is a really powerful effect to actually counter Tenpai, and it's a really good card in the deck. We play a single copy of Blade Dragon. Blade Dragon is just really good as a 1-of in the build because if this card is special summon or synchro summon, you can turn it on the field and destroy, which is a great effect just to help you pop cards on the field. We then play a single copy of Odd-Eye's Meteor Burst Dragon. Odd-Eye's Meteor Burst Dragon also counters Tenpai, which is really good since it's going to be everywhere. You do need to play a counter to Tenpai, and this card has the ability, when this card is special summon, you can target one card in your Pinson zone and special summon it, but the main effect you're going to be using on this card is monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects during the battle phase, which is such a powerful effect to be able to use because this card is actually a fire dragon. It's really easy to bring out. Then play a single copy of Black Rose. Black Rose is amazing just to help you board wipe the field. Plus this card is a fire dragon, so it fits right in with the deck. Then play a single copy of Bestower of Flames. Bestower of Flames just helps you bring back your monsters from the graveyard. Plus it's a really awesome card to send to the graveyard, so you can basically use its effects later to pop cards on the field. And play a single copy of the Fire Charmer so we can link climb. One copy of SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is a great double interruption and such a powerful card in this build. And play a single copy of Heretic Seal. Heretic Seal is for if you go first to end on this card and helps you get a balance on the field, and then back it up with all sorts of different hand traps. And play a single copy of Striker Dragon just in case we need to link away a monster. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Tenpai before, you should definitely give this deck a try in Master Duel. This is one of the most powerful decks to play currently in Master Duel, and it's absolutely crazy how powerful this deck actually is. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.